Hi, Julie Jones from SSP Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training, here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week, brought to you by Game Day Sportswear. Before we jump into this week's topic, I'm going to invite you to go to my YouTube channel and check out Jensen's Mindset Minute. So my son decided that he wants to get into the mindset tip business. So he started recording little 1-minute segments for kids, for younger athletes. 60 seconds or so. This week he talked about resetting like a champ. So if you go to my YouTube channel, check that out, share it with kids. I think he'd enjoy it. He's having a blast doing it. So see what you can get out of that for your young kids. So last week we talked about driving through the rain, leaning forward and squinting through the glare of my rain-covered windshield, realizing I couldn't see the whole road, but we could still see enough to move forward safely. So I want to take that one step further this week. So happy Halloween, and the end of October also ends Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that's important to us in this house because about 20 years ago I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was young, I was fit, in the prime of my career. I was scared and felt out of control quite a bit during that time. I had to make big decisions, surgery, treatment, next steps, whatever it was going to be. I had no idea really where I was going to end up. So I did what a lot of us do when we're uncomfortable and when we're uncertain. I tried as hard as I could to get control. And I did that by gathering information, all the information I could. I read everything. I was on my computer Googling, which was a lot slower 20 years ago. And it was a painful process and not the right thing to do. You don't want to know everything right at the beginning. I asked everyone. It was a control grab because I felt out of control. And while being informed is good, of course, there comes a time when too much information can become paralyzing. I was living way too far down the road. I was imagining every possible outcome, and the storyteller in my head was on full force, and it was loud. What's going to happen? Looking back, I realized I was trying to control things that couldn't be controlled. The future, the what ifs, the unknowns, the outcome. We talk about that all the time, and it's exhausting on or off the field. In sport, in work, in life, the best performers, the ones who consistently show up and thrive under pressure, have learned this truth that I had to learn the hard way. They focus their time and energy only on what they can control: their effort, their attitude, their response, their preparation. And funny, I thought I was preparing, but really it was exhausting me. And they focus on what they can do now to be their best. That's it. When we start trying to control the uncontrollable, like what others think or how others are playing or how something might turn out, we lose the mental bandwidth and the emotional energy that we need to do the things that can actually help make us better. I was spending all this time and exhausting myself when I didn't need to be tired at the time. So I learned that lesson the hard way in a really tough and trying time. After my surgery, this is sort of funny, I heard that legendary coach Donna Newberry, she was a legend, had run just a week after a double mastectomy. I only had a single, she had a double, so I'm like, I am in. I can do this. I can go work out with the team. So I did. And it was a bad idea, a huge mistake. I'll never forget lying in bed that night and thinking, not for the first time in my life, of course, I am so stupid, right? I remember I had to go see the team doctor, and she's like, what are you doing, right? Sometimes controlling what you can, I thought I was controlling and getting better, doesn't mean forcing something to happen either. It means knowing when to pause, when to listen, when to give yourself what you need. It means being wise, not just tough. I was trying to be tough and stay in shape, of course, so important to me. And here's the kicker. Years later, my staff and I went down to talk to Coach Newberry, and I talked to her about this post-surgery run that she had, and guess what? Never happened. Awesome. It was a story, but that was a perfect reminder. We waste so much time and so much energy trying to live up to the stories that aren't even true, whether they're stories we create in our own heads or that we hear from others, instead of simply focusing on what we can control in the moment with our body, our mindset, and managing what's in front of us. So whether you're recovering from surgery, you're coming back from injury, or just trying to figure out what's next, we have to remember this. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Get the information you need, not all of it, but what you need. Focus on what's right in front of you. Keep moving forward, one clear and true step at a time. That's how we make progress. Because progress in sports, progress in life, progress in recovery doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from focusing our energy where it matters the most. Whatever is most important now. And here's a quick reminder. This month and every month, please do your self-checks. Schedule your mammograms if you're of the right age. Early detections save lives. It definitely saved mine. I heard a football coach talking on a video not too long ago, talking about what was the most important play or the most important moment or the most important rep in the history of the program. And he said it was this one, the one we're thinking about right now. Now, does that mean that we don't look ahead and we don't make decisions on what we need to do? Of course not. But when we get way too far out in front of our headlights, when we start to read everything about what breast cancer can do to your body or what this team does and if that's all we focus on is what they do and not what we're doing, we have lost our focus. We have lost control. So get checked. Men too. Men get breast cancer too, just so you know. I know a guy from Baldwin Wallace who had it and really struggled. So this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I hope that you'll take time to make sure that you're healthy and control what you can on and off the field. Until next week, check out Jensen's tips and think about what is in front of you and what step you need to take next to make sure that you get to the next one.